It's First Generation Week here on campus, why it was founded, and what SU is doing to celebrate in just a few moments.
Plus, yesterday's supermoon lit up skies around the world. Its impact on local communities coming up shortly.
And Syracuse Social, a local dance group that's giving back to the community. We'll tell you all that and more when News Live at 6 starts right now.
In recognition of the signing of the Higher Education Act of 1965 nearly 60 years ago, colleges around the nation recognize National First Generation Student Week. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Holdmeyer.
I'm Tyler Oldano. Our Brody Miller joins us live from the quad with more details. Now, Brody, what exactly does SU do for first generation college students?
As defined by an amendment to the Higher Education Act of 1965, the term first generation means someone whose parents or guardians did not pursue a post-secondary degree, but they did. Because of this, first generation students may have a harder time navigating the student experience without this guidance that some students may not understand. According to SU's website, around 20% of SU students identify as first generation. Every year, First Generation Week since 2017 has been celebrated around November 8th to honor the signing of the Higher Education Act of 1965 by President Lyndon B. Johnson. This landmark law expanded opportunities and broke down previous barriers for students with low income and diverse backgrounds, including first-generation students. It expanded federal funding to provide scholarships, Pell Grants, and subsidized loans to those in need. Plus, President Johnson allocated funding to introduce community service programs, build libraries, and increase enrollment. Even though the HEA was signed nearly 60 years ago to the day, SU still adapts some of its ideas by providing a lot of resources to first-generation students. Examples include a 2-day pre-welcome program to help students connect with others like them and prepare for their academic career, a student organization with programming to support first generations. HEOP provides funding for low-income first-generation students to attend private institutions such as SU, and a student succession initiative providing mentoring and resources for students. SU has hosted a variety of events throughout the week to help unite and support these first-generation students. Examples include bingo nights, resource fairs, and different opportunities to connect and know that just because they are the first in their family to go to college, they do not have to do it alone. Reporting live for CitrusTV News, I'm Brody Miller.
Brody, thank you. If you were able to see a bright light peering through the clouds last night, it was the supermoon, the biggest and brightest moon of 2025. Our Skylar Smith has more on its scientific and cultural significance.
The full moon that lit up Syracuse's rainy skies yesterday, better known as the Beaver Moon, caught attention around the world. Physics professor Walter Freeman says a supermoon like this occurs when the moon's orbit brings it closer to Earth, making it appear larger and brighter than usual. The moon, though, carries meaning far beyond its glow. And here at Beaver Lake Nature Center, Erin Stebbins explains where the term Beaver Moon originated.
The name Beaver Moon comes from the tradition of hunters and trappers when they were trying to collect the winter weight pelt, so the thick fur. In November, when the full moon happens, was really the last opportunity for the hunting and trapping.
For the Haudenosaunee and other indigenous nations, the Beaver Moon reflects a maternal relationship with land, one guided by natural cycles rather than the calendar.
Right, our word month was originally muth, and it meant a cycle of moon phases. Interestingly, ours has lost, modern Western culture, is the use of the cycles of the moon as a way to keep time.
Sheila Applegate, who often attends the university's full moon ceremonies, says she's drawn to them because they bring people together.
Whether you have the same background or not, you have something in common. You have a desire to connect to something beyond the human experience, to pay attention to the rituals of the past, and then feel the essence of being connected and supported by Grandmother Moon.
Professor Freeman added that regardless of tradition or special occasion,
any opportunity to go look at the night sky is a beautiful thing.
Skylar Smith, CitrusTV News.
Thank you, Skylar. That was a really beautiful moon last night. It was really gorgeous.
Definitely.
Well, the recent SNAP benefit decisions are impacting those with food insecurity, but there are some local groups who are trying to make a difference.
One of them is Syracuse Social, and our Jeremy Reed joins us now in studio to talk about what they're doing to fight hunger.
Thanks, guys. Syracuse Social is a local swing dance group which brings people together through swing dancing, of course. But for co-instructors Mariah and Mango, providing a safe and fun spot for the community is their main priority.
For both my partner and I, it is a way for us to give back to our community. We have both been doing this dance for approximately 10 years apiece. We offer a really great place for people to socialize, but it doesn't really matter how fun the socializing is. We really want to build community ties as well.
And it was amongst the community where Mariah was further inspired to help those in need.
I saw some people from the Syracuse community fridge, and I think they represented a couple other food pantries as well. I saw them tabling outside of the voting station, and so that kind of got the ball rolling from there.
And for Syracuse resident Vivek Perry, the warm embrace of Syracuse Social came from an unlikely source.
I got dragged here by a coworker one night on a random Wednesday for one of the free beginner lessons, and I've just kept coming back ever since then. Really.
And it's a community that he has stood with for the last 2 years.
We're hoping that we can make an impact, help out families that are suffering right now because of SNAP benefits getting pulled back.
Sometimes to escape the grim reality of reality, all we need is the presence of others as we dance the night away. Syracuse Social will be providing another dance on Wednesday, November the 19th, and it will be donating 100% of its entry fees to the Syracuse Community Fridge. Reporting live from the studio of CitrusTV, I'm Jeremy Reed.
Well, Jeremy, thank you. And some good news for thrifters in the area. 315 opened a brand new location today on James Street. That's just a few miles from the location in Marshall Square Mall. This is 315's third location. The store closed at 6 p.m. today, but if you didn't get to stop by, it will open again at 10 a.m. tomorrow.
A city audit is raising awareness of major problems with the city's enforcement and oversight regarding outdoor sidewalk dining permits. The report found that more than 24 businesses use the sidewalks without getting the required city permit. Many locations also received permits, even though it was in violation of other city codes. City's Chief Auditor Alexander Marion says, quote, "It's not the fault of the businesses, but it's the city's fault for not having clear rules," unquote.
Well, Tyler, we've seen quite a bit of rain this week. I know last weekend it was raining a lot. We've been seeing some rain throughout this week. Have you experienced, some troubles getting to class or anything?
Oh my goodness, yes. Every time I try to get to my car, I'm ending just in a torrential downpour. I was going to a shot last night, a live shot, and my hair was just wet by the end of it.
Yep.
It's got to stop. Sunny, is it going to stop?
Unfortunately, guys, it's not going to stop. There is some really typical November weather this first week of November, and right now it's about 40 degrees outside, pretty cloudy, and as the temperatures start to drop tonight, it's going to be around 37 degrees throughout the night here. So I was getting blown away on the way to class today. I don't know about you guys. I know you had talked about some troubles getting to class there with the rain, but today the wind was nonstop. Luckily, we're going to see that kind of calm down throughout the night, so no need to worry about that if you have to head out. But it is going to be a lot of cloud cover as well, so if you're looking to stargaze at all tonight is not your night, unfortunately. And a deeper look into the temperatures tonight, we're going to see similar temperatures throughout the night here, so if you have to leave your home, make sure that you bundle up. I'll have more on this throughout the show. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Cindy, for always keeping us informed on the weather. Well, the Interfaith Works of Central New York has a new president and CEO. Chris Foley will start as the new head of community group on Monday. Before this role, he worked for the USAID in D.C. until it was shut down this summer. Foley is taking the place of past CEO Beth Broadway, who retired at the end of October, and she was previously in the role for 25 years. Interfaith Works serves refugees across Syracuse and Central New York. The retiring CEO says the biggest issue faces in the community is the refugee resettlement program.
Well, it's nearing Christmas season in the 315, and something I'm excited about, Mayor Ben Walsh has announced Syracuse's annual tree lighting celebration. Home for the Holidays will begin at 6 p.m. in Clinton Square on the day after Thanksgiving. The celebration starts with music from local artists, and the 42-foot tall tree will be lit around 7 p.m. Ice skating in the square will open, and it will be extending its hours until 9:30 p.m. that night.
Well, the aftermath of Hurricane Melissa, the most destructive in Jamaica's history, is just starting to be felt. But one farm in Cazenovia is helping their 6 seasonal workers. Archie Bazerman went to the farm to learn more.
Everybody in Jamaica is feeling that right now.
It was just so heartbreaking for all of us.
Nearly 2,000 miles from Jamaica.
We were just kind of like waiting to hear what's going to happen.
The aftermath of Hurricane Melissa is being felt on a farm in Cazenovia.
Hope that everyone would be okay by the end of the storm.
They're all like family to us, and so we just want to help them out any way we can.
A farm family with 6 seasonal workers from Jamaica trying to keep spirits high.
It's been tough, but when you got your job to do, you can't let it stop you from doing what you got to do.
We still have 1 and 2 laughs, in the midst of it, because it's really tough to just get up and be sad every day.
As they hear from friends and family back home.
Other relatives I can't even heard from.
I haven't been able to get to my kids.
Help hasn't just come from the farm.
We just try to be here for each other.
But Central New Yorkers as well.
We've been really heartened by how many people in our local community have been so generous.
We get a lot of love from Kaz people.
Love that keeps Matthew, Devin, and the other workers coming back year after year.
I've been here for 15 years and I've been treated well. I've been loved by this community in Kaz.
Governor Kathy Hochul urges all members of the Empire State Service Corps and all New Yorkers to commit to a day of hunger action tomorrow. Hochul says, quote, no one should go hungry or have to endure additional stress because of the food assistance they expect and deserve is being used as a bargaining chip, unquote. Hochul's initiative calls on students to coordinate with SUNY staff and help with regional food banks.
And New York Attorney General Letitia James has secured $5.1 million from educational technology company Illuminate Education for failing to protect students' data. In 2022, Illuminate experienced a data breach that exposed the personal information of millions of students. James says, quote, students, parents, and teachers should be able to trust that their school's online platforms are safe and secure. Illuminate violated that trust.
Well, coming up on News Live at 6, it's been 37 days since the government entered shutdown. What lawmakers are saying after their latest meeting.
And Nancy Pelosi made an announcement today. We'll tell you what she said right after the break. Did they start playing the PS?
You're watching CitrusTV News Live at 6 with Lauren Holdmeyer, Tyler Oldano, and Sunny Suaya. And now, your campus news leader continues.
So our question for Democrats this morning is this: which constituency matters more? The loud radicals in your party or the hardworking American people?
Was a frustrated Speaker Mike Johnson this morning talking about coming up with a proposal to end the shutdown. Senate Democrats got out of a 2-hour meeting just after 4 p.m. today.
Minority Leader Chuck Schumer called it a, quote, very good, very productive meeting, unquote, but Senator John Fetterman of Pennsylvania says he wasn't sure how productive it was.
In the midst of the disagreement, the Trump administration says it will begin reducing flights by 10% at 40 major airports starting tomorrow. Both United and Southwest Airlines released statements promising to minimize disruptions as much as possible for customers.
In an update to SNAP benefits, a federal judge today ordered the Trump administration to fund food stamps for 42 million low-income Americans, saying, quote, this should never happen in America.
The Senate is expected to meet again tomorrow to vote on a resolution to end the shutdown.
Senator Nancy Pelosi made a pretty major announcement today. She announced that she's going to be retiring on social media this morning. She has led the Democratic Party in the White House for more than 2 decades and has represented San Francisco for almost 40 years at this point.
Pelosi says her decision about her future was a result of the outcome of California's Prop 50, the approval of a new congressional map drawn to push back on GOP redistricting efforts.
Well, the Supreme Court and the latest has ruled on a policy proposed by the Trump administration. Transgender and non-binary people, will not be allowed to choose their passport sex markers that align with their gender identity.
This reverses a decision by lower courts requiring the government to let people choose male, female, or X. A lawsuit is currently ongoing over the decision, but the policy will still be enforced as the decision plays out.
And President Donald Trump announces a deal with Eli Lilly and Novo Nordisk to cut prices on obesity drugs. The agreement will cut prices of GLP-1 drugs for Medicare and Medicaid users in 2026.
The administration is launching a website called TrumpRx.gov to offer the treatments directly to consumers. Certain Medicare patients will be able to pay a copay of $50 a month for injectable and oral GLP-1 drugs.
And what's the weather looking around central New York? I'll have all that and more in just a few.
Dad?
Just 1 minute, okay?
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Can birds draw pictures?
I don't have an answer for that.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
Meet Norm. He lives with anxiety, but with the help of this latest innovation from Be Normal, he can be normal, just like everyone else. With the swipe of a finger, you can project happiness, confidence, machismo. Why settle for being real when you can be normal? The Normal Maker, new from Be Normal. This item doesn't really work because there's no such thing as normal. We're all different. What we like, how our brains work. In fact, 1 in 5 of us live with mental illness. Don't filter who you are. Start by talking to someone you trust. And remember, there is no normal.
From the CitrusTV Weather Center, this is SU's most accurate weather forecast.
Welcome back to Citrus News Live at 6. If you're wondering what the weather is like around the region, well, in Syracuse right now it's around 40 to 42 degrees, and around the region we're seeing similar temperatures, all in the 40s, 37s, and we're going to see a similar drop down tonight there. For our 5-day forecast, however, what can we expect? Friday, tomorrow, we're going to see some rain, unfortunately. Saturday, it's going to be pretty cloudy. And Sunday and Monday, some rain again. And then Tuesday, that rain is going to bring some snow. So it says it's bringing snow. Let's see if it does. But make sure you bundle up and get ready for that there, because it is going to be around 36 degrees, quite chilly there, and some snow. So we're going to have some rain, and make sure you dress appropriate for that. And then after that, it's going to bring the snow. I'll have more on all that in just a few. Back to you guys.
Well, Sunny, definitely anticipating that snow. The first snow of the year is always something to look forward to, maybe fear, if you're not from up here like us.
I was going to say anticipate is not the word I'd use, but I digress.
Definitely. Well, the U.S. economy has been seeing divides between wealthy consumers and the middle class. This division is now seeping into the restaurant industry. Casual table dining is seeing a sales increase. The parent company of Chili's reported a 21% increase in the most recent quarter. Chains Applebee's and Olive Garden also reported a similar change in their reports.
Some companies are on the losing end of this divide, though. McDonald's and Chipotle, as well as Wingstop, have seen sales decline. Research analysts say that these chains are selling less and less to lower middle-income households who usually buy more fast food than other groups.
Well, Sam, what's coming up in sports?
That's right, Lauren. Both soccer and field hockey are currently off and running in the ACC tournament, so I'll tell you all about that and much more after the break. Stick around.
And now, your CitrusTV Sports Report.
With the calendar now flipped to November, that means it's postseason time for a couple of teams here on the Hill. Welcome into sports. I'm Sam Reiss. We'll start things off with a match that occurred last night when 6th-seeded Syracuse men's soccer hosted 11th-seeded Virginia Tech in the opening round of the ACC tournament. The Orange knew going in that a loss would essentially guarantee the end of their campaign. Syracuse, of course, not wanting that to happen, and in the 23rd minute, Tim Brodaric made sure that the Orange struck first, the 25-year-old defender getting forward for the header, but Virginia Tech stuck around. Declan Quill, who's been on a tear for the Hokies, slots this one home right at the edge of the 6-yard box, his 5th goal in the last 3 matches. So a 1-1 game at the half, but then 63rd minute, second half, beautiful ball played in, and who is it? Tim Brodaric again, the big German getting on the score sheet not once but twice, and that's enough to punch Syracuse's ticket into the next round of the ACC tournament. Here is the quarterfinal slate on tap. This is what it's looking like after a few upsets last night in the first round. Next up for the Orange is its second trip to NC State in just over a week. Syracuse actually salvaged a 1-1 draw in the regular season finale, but there's got to be a winner this time around. So men's soccer has a chance to go to the semifinals, but field hockey was already there after a win over third-seeded Wake Forest yesterday. Sixth-seeded Syracuse couldn't quite pull off another upset today against second-seeded Virginia. Despite having a 17-9 edge in shots, the Orange fell in penalty strokes. SU now awaits its NCAA tournament fate when the selection show takes place this Sunday. And while I've been talking plenty about postseason action, Syracuse football's hopes of making a bowl game are dwindling in a hurry with just 3 games left in the regular season. After a 5th straight loss to North Carolina, the question is, who exactly can we expect to be the starting quarterback this weekend down in Miami?
Compete and practice. We're going to go out to practice and we're going to compete our butts off, being able to play. Joe played last week. I'm hoping that he can be better than he was. Ricky's still on a football team who does a good job in practice and pushing and going. Just trying to see if we can get that on the field. We just got to do everything we can to be able to go out and compete and play against Miami.
So not a whole lot revealed there from head coach Fran Brown regarding my question. Those comments do come after true freshman Joe Filardi started and struggled against UNC, completing only 4 passes on 18 attempts. Syracuse aims to pull off a big surprise on Saturday afternoon at 3:30 against 18th ranked Miami. Lauren and Tyler, that's all for sports. Back to you guys.
All right, Sam, thank you so much. We'll look forward to seeing that game this Saturday. Hopefully we can pull out a win after 5 straight losses.
Fingers crossed.
Well, we will be right back with your wake-up weather. Don't go anywhere.
Come on, it's not that hard.
My big man fingers are having a problem with these little tiny buttons.
Whoa, watch it there. Your blood pressure's gonna go through the roof.
Tell me about it. I'm trying to learn how to get it down. Instead, it keeps going up.
High blood pressure can increase the risk for heart attack or stroke. Learn how to keep yours at a healthy range.
Ever hear a voice command? Just say text barbershop to 97779.
That's not what I said.
Just give me that. Now my blood pressure's up.
They'll test you. Try to break your will. But however loud the loudness gets, however many cheese puffs may fly, you're the driver, the one in control. Stand firm. Just wait. And move only when you hear the click that says they're buckled in for the drive. Never give up till they buckle up.
Your daughter just had her first breakup. Do you A, put yourself in her shoes? B, console her?
Don't worry, sweetie. This is gonna happen a lot.
Or C, find her a new boyfriend?
Nice, single boys. That was weird.
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Welcome back to News Live at 6. I know everyone's going to be searching up the weather tomorrow with this gloomy weather. What's it going to look like in the morning? Well, you can count on CitrusTV weather report to tell you that it's going to be around 36 degrees tomorrow, quite cloudy, overcast, and it's going to feel a bit colder than it actually is there. So you can expect to need to bundle up there and make sure you dress appropriately for this gloomy Syracuse November weather.
Yeah, Sunny, I mean, cold weather is definitely here. You know what goes great with cold weather is chocolate chip cookies, of course.
Yeah, that's true.
And something that's been exciting for not just Syracuse residents, but people all across the country. Crumble Cookie has been giving out free cookies all day today to, quote, make the day feel a little lighter. So customers who visit the store can receive a free sleeve of chocolate chip cookie thins. And guys, I have a surprise.
Oh.
I went to Crumble and got cookies for us.
Oh my gosh.
As I said, this was across the entire country, and I actually think it was some of the locations in Canada too. And I believe they're still doing it. Sorry, Sam. I don't know if you.
I love a good cookie.
No worries.
It's still warm. Oh my God.
But so yeah,
Kind of.
so you get a sleeve, and every sleeve comes with 2 cookies. So we just had to get 2, and now we're gonna share with everybody.
Wow.
So
they're nice and thin
Yeah,
too.
they're
Like
nice
great
and
thin cookies.
it's part of their Martha Stewart collection. So they have a bunch of different desserts this week.
So Martha Stewart made these cookies?
I don't know if she made them, but maybe they're her recipe. But
see if
I'm
they're
gonna give
good.
it a try.
Well,
That's very good.
as I
What's
speak
the
with the
rating?
full mic, that may be all the time we have tonight for Citrus TV News Lab at 6 for this Thursday evening.
And don't forget, you can follow us on X and Instagram
Good cookies.
at Citrus TV News. That's a good cookie.
Yeah, those are
Really
good
good
cookies.
cookie. Now for the entire Citrus TV News team, I'm Lauren Holdmeyer.
And I have my mouth full and I'm Tyler Oldano. Have a great night, Syracuse.